Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today is all about finishing the job that we started. So we will be dropping off the rest of the lumber and reconnecting our train to the oil cars, being that that is our next big push. Is going to be for more oil and seeing how many barrels we can wring out of what we have up here to add to the capital of our growing rail empire. At this point, we are all just about stocking up on some money. Have not exactly decided how we're going to rework the tracks out here to increase capacities. So we're just going to kind of finish this load out and see how the whole switching process, we didn't go far enough, is going to work out, whether we like it or we are just kind of going down the wrong road. So that's what this is just kind of our first attempt at, is it really worth it if we bring a big 10-car train up here to turn around and do 2 cars at a time and have some extra dropped off for the docks so that we can just keep loading wood. If this works, that'll be our plan. Uh-oh. That's not over far enough to do what we need it to do. Okay, that's okay. We actually have to go up to the next track anyway, as we're coming off. I'd love to say that that's the first time that I've gotten those track switches messed up, but it's definitely not, and I'm sure it will not be the first at all. Have to remember we have no signage or markings in any way, shape, or form. We just kind of have switches, though, hey, I built it, so I have no excuse, really. But, it happens. So once we get this back here, that's good, that's good. Now they'll back up on the main line. And we just want to go drop two and hit some brakes. Betty would probably be better for this task, but to be quite honest, we already have wood loaded in this one, so we are definitely not going to change the locomotive just yet. Betty's running low on wood, but she will put these cars back in their place when it's all done. So we will come back here, unpin that, break that. Yeah, jump. Alright, heading up here, back to the forward position. Tally-ho! I do have to admit, I am not the biggest fan of hooking up cars. I've done a lot of things to avoid doing it. So this is kind of just a new process. I mean, it's not new. I've been doing it, but I don't do a lot of it. I usually build out a train and haven't been flipping much. So, it is kind of a new process. Well, totally new process, really. This is the first time we've ever peeled off cars to drop anything at a dock. So, other than when we double it, but that really, we double it up the hill, and then we just take advantage of the fact that we had to double it with Betty to drop off the logs in the middle. But that's definitely a different process than trying to do this. Though I do think that this is, in the long run, this is probably much faster than running multiple loads. I mean, we'd have had to run. I mean, this is a load and a half, so if we step this train up even to 8 cars, you know, we're cutting travel time in half, so a little longer load time and unload time is just fine, I guess, in that process. Couple more feet, that should be good. It's not good. It's not good, not good, not good. It's too bad we don't have any, you know. I guess if you're playing multiplayer and you have another person back there, life's probably a little easier because you'd have had at least a brake man or a caboose man. I don't know that how many locomotives ever operated with a single operator, so they probably didn't do that very often. Just have one guy out running a locomotive. But solo is how we tend to operate most things around here. Ooh. Forward. No more brake. Kick it back in gear. As you back up past track switch B. Oil refinery B. We got a lot of switches out here at the oil refinery to be trying to remember what they're supposed to be, so whatever, we just got to flip that switch there. And then we will bring that back. I'm thinking we might turn around and instead of having this go into a loop, turn around, break it off this way and bring it back to the refinery. Or to the ironworks and around for the oil field. Just haven't worked out the details as to how yet. So we will still have improvements to come. But I think that's probably a never-ending story when it comes to playing this game. We probably always come up with a new idea that might work a little better. Maybe it doesn't, so you go back. Who knows? I don't know. We're still working most of our rough in. So, and most of it's worked. Bump. Brakes. Hopefully we can do all this without our fuel running out, so we're not burning tons of fuel doing this. Why did that? That's pretty lame, because the brake is set, and we didn't hit it hard. See, these are things I'm not a big fan of. You know, effectively shunting trains, and this is why, because you just play too many bounce off it silly goony games that I just would rather hook it up and go. Alright, we just gotta get better at doing it, is all. Alright. Brakes. I like how the car brakes just it really do not hold up to the locomotives. It all push right through them pretty much. But I'm pretty sure that's fairly accurate. I mean, most of the time I would assume the load brakes are there for more of a downhill or a weight holding situation than as a stop the train kind of deal. I don't know. I would assume their brakes back in the day probably not super great for holding a locomotive back, but I could be totally wrong, and maybe they should be stronger. I don't really know. I guess in the game I know that the brakes on the cars are not super strong, at least for the bigger locomotives. I think the funny thing is you can hook Betty up sometimes, like have one brake set and the train will go absolutely nowhere. So I'm sure there's actually a specific amount of force that the brakes hold. What that is, I have no idea. These are not air brakes or anything, so I'm assuming they're just old school mechanical tie-down brakes, which probably were not super great when it comes to heavy stuff. Alright, boom boom. So this process isn't too bad. Probably once we did it a couple of times, I'm sure we could get this down. Oh, are we overloading? Tell me we're not overloading. I didn't even look at the numbers. 48. So we are not overloading. We got a nice big stack though, so that's cool. Stack of wood we can turn into a stack of cash. Cash, cash, cash. Alright, come on, let's go. This one we can take a little further down the track. And then I'll pop that out like that. Truck is good. Truck is not good. One switch, that one's okay, this one is not, so we are gonna have to flip that one back. Now those should stay there and we should just be able to zoom away. Only burnt about half of the fuel so far, so should be able to get this done in one chunk of fuel. No pedestrians in the way. Gets sandwiched in between the car and the locomotive there would not be a good deal. Bring it around. This is probably not our greatest turnaround, though we haven't had any problems with it, so not looking to improve it any more than we need to. Uh-oh. Woo. Good deal, we got that stopped. Let me go. Alright. Change that track. And then we'll park this one back to the oil. Alright. Off with the brake. Up with the regulator, or reverser, sorry. Regulator's plenty high. That'll bring us up the road. Probably far enough. There we go. Cleared the track. That backbone. Alright. And we are back in reverse. Brake off. A little bit of power. This one we definitely don't need to hit it hard. That's for sure. So we are not gonna mess about trying to stay away from the oil car wreckage. We haven't had any problems with oil cars. We would like to keep our record clear in one department. Boom. And contact. Brakes off. Brake on. That one should be put to bed for now. Monster doing its job without any kind of problems. And now let's put the little lady to work. I think we'll run over here quick. Grab some wood off of there. Pile it up in there. Getting a little on the low side. And there we go. Truck. Should have switched that. Need to build up the fire anyway. Alright. Now let's see if we can go get those collected. And get it parked somewhere off the main line. So that we can continue production. Reverse, brakes off, hit the gas. I'm assuming the bells were used mainly for in and around the yards. I could be totally wrong with that, but I'm assuming that would have been, you know, what the bells were for. 'Cause once you're going at any kind of speed, I don't know that they would have heard the bell all that much. But I would think for... Alright, what did you not do now? Forward just a touch. Nope. Turn you off. I don't understand. I never pulled the pin on the back of that thing, so I don't get that, but okay. Reverser, brake. Back it up. Just gentle like. Nothing insane. Alright. There we go. Good contact. Brake is off. Shouldn't have set that one, so that brake is off. And boom. Continue to back this up. Let's go. Oh, we're gonna have to switch a track back there. We can make it in time. Shouldn't be picking up that much speed. There we go. Boom. You take a chance trying to save a little bit of time. And I say that because, you know, yes, you save yourself a couple of seconds or a minute bringing the train to a stop, but if you derail that thing, you are going to spend more than a minute putting it back on the track. At least I am. I'm sure there are some people out there that are absolutely speed demons when it comes to re-railing. I am not one of them. And what I find to be the biggest pain with the re-railing process for me is that sometimes the train rotates itself in the opposite direction. And well, it says you can push the button to get it to rotate. I do not have good luck with that working. And so there, you know, you can completely get your locomotive going the wrong direction and then it won't flip around. And well, you can run it forward and backwards. I don't know about anybody else, but I generally don't tend to like my locomotive running backwards to the rest of the train, you know, pushing them, you know, face forward is not the thing. Or with them, you know, or pulling them down the rail backwards, I guess, is not my thing. So I try to avoid the derailing situations as much as possible. I have had the rotate button work a few times, but I've had it not work a lot more than I've had it work. So, I don't know. It could be it could be the way I'm trying to do it, but then like I said, I've had it work a few times and then it just doesn't work the rest of the time. So I don't know if it's me or if it's the game. And, re-railing is a problem for more than just me. Feel free to comment below your experiences of re-railing locomotives in the game, and if you're aware of rotating problems, or maybe that's just something I'm doing. I don't know. Definitely interested to hear what other people's experience with the re-rail rotation thing is. Now, do we dare try to push? Yes, we do. We're going to press our luck. We will roll it slightly forward just to make sure that it's actually got on that track, because we do not want to just push the first car back down the track that it was on and then turn around and push the next one down the other side, or we're going to have a problem for sure. And for saving all 3 feet of rolling. So we're definitely not going to try that. Is the juice worth the squeeze? That's how I look. Sometimes it is just not worth the risk. Definitely more on the cautious side to avoid the re-railing. But I think as an overall concept, this is going to work. So Betty will definitely be getting replaced with, I think we'll just try to maybe do another 10 car or get 4 more of these. Oops. We will probably just pick up 4 more of these and start running a Heisler out here. Although 4 more is going to get us awfully close to the end. So maybe two more and we'll start running 8. Probably we'll step it up to a Heisler to do that out here. Or maybe something else. I'm not sure. Open to suggestions. But there we are. So we definitely got a good stock of wood out here. And our trains are back in place. We're going to call that one an episode. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day, and thank you much.